my homies sexuals, we're back in a different way. A little something different to just kind of short-term ignite that passion to make sure I'm still making some decent progress when it comes to the little tweakage around my knee before I leave town. I got 3 more sessions before I have to take the week off. You might see me if I have a gym where I'm at. I'll record a little something. But for the most part, I'm just going to be kind of relaxing for a week and letting my body fully heal so that when I come back, I can be at 100%, you know? And as you could already tell, I did not start with an Olympic lift today because although I mentioned it yesterday, I was a little down about the tweakage and the squats not working out just yet. It's going to take some time. That's natural. It always, you got to give the body its own pace. You can't really rush things. So if it's not ready, just move on and do something else. So I thought instead of doing a clean and jerk complex today that might stress it out, I'm going to do something that I know will, at the bare minimum, make some good progress, even if it's not exactly where I want it to be, Started with bench because I just decided not to do any sort of squat movement, which includes all of my Olympic lifting. I'm sure that I could have, and I did do the static slow tempo holds on my single leg, just going down to halfway to 90 degrees on one foot while I was at work all night. And it made a pretty quick difference, which is nice. I woke up and I was, a little in my head about it, but it's kind of just like, you gotta just not stress too much about it. You're gonna get better at some point, even if it's just a little bit. So you gotta, throw the expectation away and just hold on to that little bit of progress you can while you're recovering, even if it's not at the pace you want it to be at. So I was actually pretty surprised because when I got to the point where, I slept most of the day because I worked all night, didn't get home till 8 a.m. And then I went out to go get food with my girlfriend before I went to the gym. And when I got back and I started walking around and getting blood through my joints, the knee actually felt pretty spectacular. There was no kickback at all, which is nice. Still not as strong, but no pain, which is always a plus. Even if you're not as strong in one part of your body as you may want to be, that the pain factor is what I'm always going to be locked onto. You can't lift at all when you are in genuine pain. Discomfort and a little strainage is pretty normal. That's just what it comes down to when you're long-term training. You're going to expect some slight bits of tugs and pulls at your muscles and joints and bones, but that sharp shooting, pinching, tweak kind of pain, gotta avoid that for sure. So even though my knee felt all better, I did not want to keep making the same mistake of getting that instance of feeling something progressive and then immediately jumping back into a heavy leg-based movement, like doing a front squat position with my clean and jerks. So I just started with bench today because I knew I wasn't going to do any major Olympic lift. My homie saved my life, man. I went out to go eat around 6, and I was just going to go to the gym around 9 because I had just stayed in bed most of the day to recover and get enough sleep. And lo and behold, I started my shift on Saturday, and, because I do 12-hour night shifts, I don't really recognize half the time that it's a different day when I leave work. It feels like it's the same day when it comes to my typical sleep patterns. So I wake up and I'm like, it's Saturday still. Going to go to the gym before 11 because they close at 11 on Saturdays. And my homie sexual always hits me up. If you don't see me at the gym around 5 to 6, he's like, Pookie, what's wrong? Pookie, where have you gone? You got to get in the gym. And I'm like, oh shit, it's Sunday and they close at 9. So I only had an hour to work out. But, if you stop chatterboxing so much like I typically do and you just kind of lock in for at least the initial half of the workout to make sure you have plenty of time to get through it at your own pace at those working sets, you're good. You can get a lot more done than you realize. So bench, I flew through, got the warm-ups done, felt great. I felt like my left pec was a little, tired more than anything today. I think I just slept on it weird, but I've had injuries there in the past, and whenever I am going through some sort of recovery, you get that little bit of phantom pain that can make you question your abilities in the moment. But I gotta say, the form and technique through doing set volume on bench has really been making a difference again. I can finally feel myself peaking like I was initially on the old program when I was doing more set volume instead of just single top sets of heavyweight, because it's just, you need that consistent effort across several sets at the same weight to make sure that you not only fix your form, but also supersede what you typically would have to do for lighter weight, because by the time I get to the last set, my arms are dead. I got to really lock it in. And so I'm now using my form way more than I typically would on just a top single or a top heavy set that wouldn't ignite that growth of the technique and the drive as much as I need to. When it comes, like, I had a younger kid, he's 15, he's great. He just started lifting, and I was giving him pointers on how, like, a lot of people don't realize that when it comes to benching at your best, with the best drive possible, it's getting that just enough of an arc, but it's not pushing your back up as high as it can go for the sake of getting a lesser range of motion. It's doing it until you feel your full core, your trunk, everything really lock into place and compress into your abdomen so that you have the hardest drive possible. You have to think of the bench similar to a squat, where when you get to the bottom of the hole and you're trying to bounce out, you're not relaxing and you're not just going down without fully tightening your whole body. And because a squat's more of a full body movement, you will normally naturally lock everything in like that without thinking about it. On bench, it's just arms, so you don't really think about your low body and your back and lats as much. But locking your lats into your spine and compressing your low back into a comfortable state until you're like as tight as humanly possible, so that all that grind can come through your chest rather than flaring your elbows out and straining your shoulders and elbows. That's what really makes a difference. So I locked that at the last top set, and it was easily the easiest one. Easily. It was so great to see that, because if I had done just one top heavy set, I wouldn't have realized how much more potential I had in me when it came to getting better every single time. That was what was really, really beneficial from today's workout. Other than that, I did decide to I didn't want to do anything crazy with my legs. I just wanted to do lifts that I absolutely knew would help for a fact, as well as strengthening my left knee, or the end of my quad where it connects to my knee, because that's kind of what's been feeling a little icky. And again, anytime I'm going to have a bit of a strain when it comes to my legs or my knees, because of the old quad tendon thing, I'm always in a position where my old injury is going to come back in a small way. I mentioned it before, I'm not injured in the same way that I used to be. I have to strengthen new parts of my knee to make up for what's currently strained. But that old, lack of tendon strength is still coming back to bite me a little bit. But realizing those inefficiencies and that imbalance is what's going to make me so much better, So for the accessories after the bench, because again, I only had an hour, so I really didn't have time to do an Olympic lift even if I wanted to. I just did 2 really good sets on each exercise, doing still the slow tempo static holds, doing just half range of motion, like halfway to 90 degrees, single leg squats, and then with dumbbells, because the weight helped a bit, like get a good mind muscle connection and better control. And then just going really hard on some good leg extensions. And even though my right leg isn't injured at all, it doesn't mean I want to ignore it. The worst thing that I don't want to, not the worst thing, but just something I don't want to have to deal with is over strengthening my left quad. And then when the tendon heals, my left becomes too heavy, and then that strain takes over and my right leg gets injured. That's happened in the past, and it's not worth it. You might as well balance it out. So I recommend always just going really hard on the injured side and then just matching that rep or set number with your stronger half, even if you don't put in as much effort. It just makes sure you keep it consistent at the very least. But it was kind of fun to get that good mind muscle connection. And then I don't train like a bodybuilder. I don't do accessories or machines ever, unless I genuinely feel like it's good to try something new or recover through. And it's cool for a temporary thing like now, but I do not like the burn. I am not dude, pushing through to a set of 20 and then really like just dying on that burn, like telling yourself 3 more and then 3 more and then 3 more. I hate it. I could definitely see myself getting into it if I stayed consistent, sure. But I love strength building too much, man. I do not like that kind of burn. I like feeling my body shake, but not in the burning way. That's a scary feeling. Feels like I'm running. But anyway, physically, whew, I mean, I can't complain. I'll give it a 9.45. It felt really good. It wasn't as heavy as I've gone in the past, and the accessories weren't anything to go crazy about, but every single lift felt amazing. I progressed through the bench workout. Every set I did better, and the accessories went better than I could have imagined them to. I got a good mind muscle connection on my left knee, while also being able to really grind it out hard on the leg extensions when I wasn't sure how strong my left leg was going to be in the first place. So mentally, sheesh. I'll give it a 9.5, just barely above. I'm not like ecstatically over that course, but I'm feeling great, man. It's been nice. I cannot complain. These kinds of workouts always remind me of how important it is to just, give yourself time. You got to just really work through the steps, be okay with whatever happens. Make sure you really rely on those around you to keep yourself motivated. It's very, very important to me that I at least remain passionate no matter what lift I'm doing or how much I wanted to do something else. It's important to continue to drive through however difficult of a recovery you're going through, Oh man, it's so funny. So it's so cool to go through this kind of experience and then realize how good of a day I can have, even though I feel like I did half the effort and I didn't even hit any new heavy weights. I got that confidence back, that's all I need. And because I didn't rush getting back on my left knee with the squats, because I could have, but it's not worth jumping back into something that I don't have 100% confidence in yet. That's the biggest thing. There was no pain and I felt good, but sometimes you can't just allow yourself to whip some crazy weight just for the hell of doing it. I do agree with at least trying something if you feel no pain, but that doesn't mean you necessarily have to do the typical program. You can go a little off the grid and do something like I did today. I got a thorough leg pump, even though I only did 2 exercises after my bench, and I didn't even do a full body Olympic lift today. It's different. My legs, I will tell you, are stiff as hell. But that's just what leg extensions are going to do to you. And that extra support is going to help in the long run of my recovery. So at the bare minimum, I can take my rest day tomorrow with joy and be lazy and fat and just relax and just do my thing. Really just not worry about anything. Really just give myself that credibility, that self-love. Because I was kind of sitting in bed this morning or afternoon because of waking up after my shift, but it's easy to beat yourself up and feel like you're not allowed to relax and enjoy yourself, even though you have the time to do so, when you aren't consistently doing positive, progressive things according to what your normal standard of new heights are, And I was still doing consistent things, trying my best to do my thing and not let it get to me. But yesterday's workout definitely made me feel like I didn't deserve to relax. That's one of the hardest things, especially with like college. There's always more assignments or studying that you could be doing, and it makes you feel like you shouldn't be allowed to be lazy sometimes. But if you'll know if you put in enough work. I tell you guys all the time, like today, even though it doesn't seem like as much, I know I deserve to be lazy tomorrow. I've earned that according to my own standard and passions. That's what I care about, at least. Anyway, let me know how your lifts and lives have been going. I love hearing about it. I appreciate y'all hearing me out, as always. We'll not be back tomorrow, resting, like I said. And then when I get back, I have no plan. I have 3 days I can lift until I leave town, at least in the gym here. So the goal, not going to get into squats right away. I still don't know if I'm going to try anything heavy because I'm leaving town. So this would be the time to try something heavy if I feel okay to do so. So if it feels all right, I might try a heavy snatch, might try a heavy clean and jerk. I might try a squat focus day. I might try a bench focus day. I don't know. But I have 3 days to split up my exercises evenly. I was thinking I could do like a snatch focus day, clean and jerk focus day, and then a back squat and bench press focus day, just to make sure I hit all the marks. and then hopefully not overstress my body according to what it's capable of doing right now, you know? Anyway, love you guys. I'll be back as always, and I'll see you later. Bye.